gentle yoga. This morning we're going to be doing lots of stretch, a little bit of strength. We will be using strap and maybe blocks if you normally use those to support you in your practice. So just go ahead and grab whatever you feel that you need to be comfortable and supported. And we are going to start lying down on our backs in Supta Baddha Konasana. So this is a reclined bound angle with the soles of the feet together. The shoulders are shrugged away from the ears. Let those knees just fall open. The palms can face up with the arms down alongside the body, or if you want a little bit more opening in the chest, you can go ahead and reach those arms up overhead and just settle in here to your breath. If you are joining me live this morning, please leave comments in the chat. Let me know if there's anything in particular you would like to work on today, any body part that you're feeling needs a little extra stretch, or any pose that you're wanting to incorporate, and we can be sure to add that in. So settling into your mat here, settle into the breath, taking the time to just arrive in the space, to really land with a sense of groundedness. Allowing the body to settle, allowing the mind to settle, allowing the breath to just find its natural rhythm, and just scan through the body. Start to bring awareness to what you're feeling. Become aware of where you might be holding on, of where tension might be settling in the body, and just notice without judgment. We can start to deepen the breath, filling the lungs all the way, from the base of the lungs. The belly will rise like you're filling a balloon. Feel the expansion in the rib cage and bring the air all the way up to the collarbones. Little pause at the top, and then exhale from belly, ribs, and chest. This is our 3-part Dirga breath, or yogic breath, where we start to bring awareness to all parts of the lungs. And see if you can really notice if you start to tense up at all while you're breathing in this fashion, and really think about finding relaxation, softening where you can as you breathe into belly, ribs, and chest, exploring the boundaries of the breath. Slowly waking up the body using the breath. We'll do 3 more full breaths here. then stretch those arms overhead if they're not already there. Straighten the legs out long. Point the toes and reach from fingertips to toes. Maybe lengthening into one leg and then the other. Shifting those hips from side to side. And then flex through the feet, pressing through the heels. Bring the ankles in towards each other. Press those heels in towards each other to create an engagement in the legs. As you press through the heels, drawing the inner thighs, the ankles in towards each other. Keep pressing, reaching through those fingertips, getting nice and long. Inhale. On the exhale, keep the engagement with the legs, but draw that right knee into the chest, interlace the fingers over that shin. Keep pressing through the left heel, flexing that left foot. Press the low back down towards the mat and continue to draw the knee in towards the shoulder, avoiding the rib cage. So we're finding a little compression in that right hip joint, and we're massaging into the internal organs here. Squeeze it in. Use the bicep strength to really draw that arm in. Bring a little tuck to the chin. Relax the jaw. Just breathe. We're really pressing that left hip down towards the mat, squeezing that right knee in towards the shoulder. And then we can just begin to find a little movement in that right hip joint. Let's make some circles with the knee, as big or small as feels good to you. Reverse direction. Come back to stillness. Draw that knee in towards the shoulder and then straighten that right foot towards the ceiling, flexing into both feet, pressing in through the heel. Spread the toes wide, drawing the toes down towards the shin. So holding on to that right leg, either at the calf or the thigh, wherever you can comfortably reach with the head and shoulders, low back on the mat. Draw the belly in and draw that leg in towards the body. Press through the heels, stretching into the calf, the Achilles. Relax the jaw. And it's okay to have as much of a bend in the knee here as feels appropriate to you. And let's start to point and flex the foot, waking up the ankle, and make some circles with the ankle. And then hug that knee in once more and bring the right arm to the inside, reaching for the outside edge or the big toe of that right foot as we find our half happy baby. Press the elbow into the shin to really open into the hips and keep anchoring the left hip down. Press through that left heel. Keep breathing. Sole of the right foot towards the ceiling, knee comes down towards the mat. Inhale and exhale. Bring the sole of the right foot down to the mat. Bring the arms out from the shoulders in a T, and then just allow that right knee to come over to the left, finding a little twist here, looking out over the right shoulder. belly. And then come back to neutral, and we'll hug both knees into the chest. And already you might notice the difference from one side to the other. And we'll straighten the legs all the way. Press through the heels, draw the ankles in towards each other, the thighs in towards each other. Keep pressing out through that right heel as you draw the left leg in, interlacing the fingers over the shin, avoiding the rib cage as you bring that knee towards the shoulder, low back on the mat. Little tuck to the chin. Use the bicep strength to really draw that leg in close. And then making some circles in the hip joint. Reverse direction. Squeeze it in, and then straighten the left leg, sole of the foot towards the ceiling, holding on to that leg wherever feels best to you. Press through both heels, spread the toes, draw those toes towards the shin, the leg towards the body. Point and flex. And then make circles with the ankle. Maybe a little snap, crackle, pop. The ankle joint, reverse direction. Draw that leg in towards you. And then bring the sole of that foot down, arms come out, let the knee float over to the right as you shift your gaze to the left. Just a gentle twist here. Relax the belly, full belly breaths. Back to neutral, hug the knees in, or actually draw that left leg in. We'll find our half happy baby on the other side, pressing out through that heel. Bring the left arm to the inside, reaching for the big toe or the outside edge of the foot. Press the elbow into the shin to really open into the hips and really press that right hip down. So the chest is towards the ceiling, and breathe. And then hug both knees into the chest. Bring the hands to the back of the thighs, rock and roll a few times, warming up our core a little as we come all the way up, cross at the legs, and make your way to your tabletop position. So we will stack the shoulders over the wrists, the hips over the knees, continuing to warm up the spine with a few cat and cow stretches here. With an inhale, drop the belly, reach the heart forward, the shoulders draw back, look up. And exhale, press the mat away, round the spine, chin to chest. Move at your own pace. Inhaling into cow, exhaling to cat. each direction. Find your neutral table and begin to rotate the pelvis. So side to side, up and down. Reverse direction. And come back to our neutral table. Shift the weight forward. So shoulders are past the fingertips. Bend at the elbows and slowly lower all the way down to the belly. Stretch those legs out behind you, tops of the feet, press into the mat. And we'll find 3 baby cobras here, starting to work on some strength in the back. Inhale, peel the chest and palms, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. One more. And lower. Palms stay down. This time, coming all the way up into cobra. Pubic bone stays on the mat. Reach through the crown of the head. Draw the shoulders down. Hug those elbows in. Imagine you're pulling those palms towards the hips. Inhale. And exhale. Lower all the way down. Curl the toes under. Press it all the way back into child's pose. Bring the knees wide, sink the hips back towards the heels, and rest the forehead on the mat. Take a few breaths here, finding those full breaths all the way into the belly, filling the belly, ribs, and chest. Noticing where you might be holding tension and using this resting pose to release, to let go. Reach into the hands, come up through table, bring those knees back underneath the hips, and we're going to continue to move forward, shoulders past fingertips, hug those elbows in, lower all the way down to the belly, and then press into the palms, push up, staying on the knees, and then all the way back into child's pose. We're going to do this a few times. So inhale forward, exhale, lower down, inhale, press up, exhale, back. And again, inhale, exhale, lower, push up, and back. 2 more. Forward, down, push up, and back. Last one. And lower. Really hug those elbows in. And back. Find your child's pose. Take a few breaths here. Full belly breaths. Reach into the hands, come forward, and again, all the way down onto the belly. Point the toes. Bring the forehead down to the mat and the arms down alongside the body with the palms facing down. Really reach into those fingertips to draw the shoulders away from the ears, and we're going to find our series of locust poses, starting with our half locust. So press the tops of the feet down, pubic bone stays down, reach into the fingertips to draw those shoulders away with an inhale, picking up that right leg, pointing the toes. Forehead stays down, press through those toes, squeeze the glute, both hips stay down on the mat, and breathe. Inhale and exhale, lower. Other side, left leg lifts, point that toe, keep breathing. Feeling some heat in the low back, inhale and exhale, let it all go. Just turn the head to one side, relax the shoulders. Just take a couple of breaths here, completely letting go. Inhale and exhale. Forehead comes back down. Bring the legs together, the toes to touch so that we're zipping those legs up like we've got one leg. Reach into the fingertips, press the pubic bone down to the mat, and we're going to lift both legs. Keep the forehead down, the chest down. Inhale, those legs come up. Squeeze the glutes. Lift, lift, lift. Keep breathing. Inhale and exhale, lower. Turn the head the other way, resting the ear to the mat. Take a couple of breaths here. Inhale and exhale, the forehead back down. Zip those legs together, reach into the fingertips. This time, everything lifts. Inhale, peel the chest, reach those fingertips back, lift the legs, reach out through the crown of the head, and breathe. Inhale and exhale. Let it all go. Bring the hands to the low ribs. Curl the toes under. Press it back into child's pose, bringing the knees as wide as the mat. Sink the hips back towards the heels and rest the forehead all the way down. Breathing all the way into the low back, the mid back, the upper back. Soften the belly. Walk those hands over to the left, lengthening into the right side. Right shoulder draws down, right hip reaches back. Come back through center, other way. Left shoulder draws down, left hip reaches back. And we'll come all the way back to center. Reach into those palms, bring those knees beneath the hips, finding our neutral table once more. Continuing to work on our core stability a little bit. We'll press out through that right heel, leveling the hips so the toes are pointing down. The spine is long, neutral spine, so we're looking down. Keep pressing through that heel, squeezing into the glute, and just notice the core engagement, drawing that belly in, and then reach that left arm out, thumb towards the ceiling, reach, lengthening here. Inhale and exhale. Option to stay here or to bend into that back leg. Keep reaching, keep squeezing into the glute, sole of the foot now towards the ceiling. And then option as well to take that left arm around, reaching for the foot and kicking into the foot. Chest stays forward, kicking the foot away, finding your balance. Inhale and exhale to gently release all the way back to our neutral table. We'll find cat and cow here. Inhale into cow. Exhale, cat. Come back to neutral and we'll switch sides. Straightening the left leg, level the hips, squeeze into that glute, draw the belly in. Looking down, spine is neutral. And then when you're ready, right arm reaches out, reaching into the fingertips, lengthening here. Option to stay here or to bend into that left leg, sole of the foot towards the ceiling, squeeze into that glute, and then option to reach around, grabbing the foot and kicking the foot away. The shoulders, the chest stay forward, kicking the foot into the hand, and breathe. Inhale and exhale, gently release. Coming back in our neutral table, inhale into cow, exhale to cat. All the way back to neutral. Walk the hands in towards the body, curl those toes under, and we'll sit back on our heels. Try to spread each of the toes on the mat. So we're strengthening into the toes, stretching the soles of the feet. If it's too much pressure for you to sit all the way back on your heels, you can always sit up on a block to relieve some of that pressure, or you can always come all the way up onto the knees. So wherever you choose to be, we're going to bring the arms out front, bending at the elbows, and we'll come into our eagle arms, stretching into our shoulders. So crossing the right arm under the left, wrap the arms either once or twice, shoulders draw down away from the ears, elbows come up to be in line with the shoulders, pressing the palms towards each other or the back of the hands, whatever you can comfortably reach, and then the palms reach away from the face. Relax the belly here, reach out through the crown of the head, keep drawing the shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale, and then exhale to lower the chin to the chest. Keeping the chin down as you breathe. Keep drawing those hands away, the shoulders down, the elbows up. And we'll inhale, all the way back up. Release those arms, come forward to hands and knees and tap out the toes. Second set. So finding your position, either sitting back on the heels, your block, your knees. Relax the belly, shoulders away from the ears. We'll bring those arms up. And then this time crossing left under right, finding those eagle arms. Shoulders draw down, elbows reach up, palms reach away. Lengthen out through the crown of the head with an inhale. And exhale, lowering the chin to the chest. Just breathe. Really actively drawing the elbows up, the shoulders down, the palms away. Relax the belly, full breaths. Inhale and exhale. Release the arms, coming forward. Tap out the toes. Press the mat away from you with the palms, grip all the way into the fingers, and we're going to curl those toes under and lift all the way up into our downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet here. And then just come into stillness. A little bend in the knees as the tailbone tilts towards the ceiling. The low belly draws in, the heart reaches towards the thighs. Give the head a nod and a shake. Bend the knees a lot, look forward, and start to step. The feet forward, the hands back, coming into the center of the mat with the feet a little bit wider than the hips. Find your forward fold. Hands can be down, reaching towards the mat, or you can clasp opposite, elbows just hanging out in your ragdoll fold. Tailbone is reaching up, as much of a bend in the knees as feels good here. Give the head a nod and a shake. Releasing the neck, releasing the entire spine. Finding whatever movement feels good. And then reaching those fingertips down to the mat. With the feet a little bit wider than the hips, we're going to turn the toes out. So the heels are in, the toes are out. Bend at the knees and come all the way down into your garland pose or yogi squat. Pressing the elbows into the knees to open those hips. Press the palms together and bring those thumb knuckles to the sternum. Reach out through the crown of the head so the spine is long. We're not rounding forward here. Keep breathing. So always an option to sit on a block. Just breathe. With each exhale, tightening the muscles of the pelvic floor. Releasing with the inhale. And then pressing into the feet. Let's inhale to come all the way up. Squeeze those glutes. And then exhale, the arms come all the way down by the sides. And then we will step the feet wide, facing the long edge of the mat. Turn the toes towards the corners, setting up for our garland pose. So the heels are in, the toes are out. Bend the knees and cactus the arms. Sink into the hips. There's a gentle tuck to the tailbone here. The shoulders stay over the hips. Let's see if we can come down a little bit lower. Again, with each exhale, drawing in and up the muscles of the pelvic floor. Inhale and exhale. The hands to the hips, straighten the legs, turn those feet so that they're parallel with the short edge of the mat, and we'll find our wide-legged forward fold. Inhale to lengthen and exhale, hinging at the hips, reaching down. Crown of the head reaches towards the mat. Tailbone reaches up. Give the head a nod and a shake. And hands can be on the mat, walking them back to be in line with the feet if you're able, or you may like to reach for the outside edges of each foot. Just whatever feels best in your body. Releasing the spine. Just breathe. And then bring those hands back to center, pressing up halfway. Turn the toes once more to the corners of the mat. So heels are in, toes turned out, and begin to shift your weight over to the right, lifting the left toes, coming down into Skandasana. So sinking as low as you're able. Just breathe. Deep stretch into the inner thigh. And then we'll shift our weight over to the other side. Coming over to the left, right toes lift, sinking. And breathing. And come back to center. Once more, finding that forward fold. Coming up halfway, heel toe those feet in so they're a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Turning the toes out. Once more, bend those knees, finding your garland pose or yogi squat. And then making your way all the way down to your seat. Bring the legs out in front. Press through the heels. Rooting with the sit bones, shoulders draw down away from the ears. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, begin to hinge forward, slowly walking those hands forward. Allow the spine to round, the chin to tuck, the shoulders to draw away from the ears. Keep pressing through the heels. And it's okay to have a bend in the knees here. Whatever feels good. We're stretching into the entire back side of the body. Paschimottanasana. Keep breathing and just allow gravity to draw you closer to the legs with each breath. wide, and then bring the sole of the right foot into the thigh. So we're on a little bit of a diagonal here. So left arm slides down the left leg, right arm reaches up and over, draw that shoulder back. Inhale all the way back up, and then turning the chest over to the left to frame the left leg. Lengthen with an inhale, and then exhale, reaching down that leg for any part of the leg. Allow the spine to round, the shoulders to draw back. Both sit bones stay on the mat. Inhale, walking those hands back to press you all the way up, bringing the right palm behind beneath the shoulder and press up onto that right knee. Reach the left arm up, press the hips forward for our mini wild thing, looking back, reaching back. Inhale and exhale, come all the way back down, and we'll switch sides. So straightening the right leg out, drawing the sole of the left foot in. So the leg is wide on a diagonal, and then we'll slide the right arm down the leg as we reach the left arm up and over. Roll the shoulder back, maybe even looking up. Inhale and exhale. Come all the way back up. Turn the chest to frame the right leg. Press through the heel, lengthen the spine, root through the sit bones, and then exhale, round it forward, walking those hands forward. Both sit bones stay down. And breathe. Shoulders draw back. And then walk those fingers in to press all the way back up, and we'll straighten both legs out to the sides, coming into our straddle position. Both sit bones rooted, lengthen the spine, inhale. On the exhale, hinging from the hips, begin to walk those fingers forward, little by little, hinging forward, reaching forward. Just breathe. Again, just allowing gravity to allow the body to melt forward, the shoulders to relax, relaxing the jaw. Just breathe. pressing all the way back up, using the hands to bring the knees back in and make your way all the way down onto your back. Hug the knees into the chest and make sure you've got your strap close by. Bringing the soles of the feet down, grab a hold of the strap, and we're going to take the strap and place it around the ball of the right toes. Reaching that right foot up towards the ceiling, drawing it in, shoulders come down, and then we'll straighten the left leg out, pressing the heel down to the mat. Bring the strap into the right hand, anchoring that left hip down, maybe with the left hand, as you open the leg to the right. So the chest stays towards the ceiling. That left hip stays rooted on the mat. And breathe. Inhale that leg all the way back up, taking the strap into the left hand, right arm comes out as a counterbalance. As you draw the leg across the body, allow the hip to lift. Keep pressing through the heels, both shoulders stay down. Inhale the leg all the way back up. Sole of the left foot comes back to the mat. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Press that knee away, release the strap. Finding our supine pigeon pose. Staying here if this is enough of a stretch. Flexing into that right foot, pressing the knee away, and low back pressing down into the mat. Or you can draw the legs towards you, reaching through to draw that left leg in close, keeping the head and shoulders down, keep pressing the right knee away. Belly draws in and bring a little tilt to the tailbone to gently lift the lumbar spine. Relax the jaw, the shoulders, the forehead. Inhale and exhale, release. Bringing that right foot down, the feet in line with the knees, reach down with the fingertips to graze the heels, press into the feet. Imagine you're dragging the heels back in towards your seat. Squeeze into the glutes to lift the hips. Keeping the shoulders down, the chin tucks in. Squeeze those glutes, drag the heels towards the shoulders and breathe. Keep pressing the hips up. Inhale and exhale, slowly lower it all down. Vertebrae by vertebrae, and then hug the knees in, grabbing that strap. Right foot comes down, Taking the strap around the ball of the left toes and draw the leg in towards you. Stretching that right leg out long. Taking the strap into the left hand, anchoring that right hip down as you open the leg to the left, flexing into both feet, chest towards the ceiling. And then reach that leg back up. Right away, strap into the right hand as you draw that leg across the body. Left arm comes out as a counterbalance. Chest stays towards the ceiling, allowing the left hip to lift. Inhale the leg back up, draw it in towards the chest, and then releasing the strap, hug the knees in, soles of the feet come down, and cross the left ankle over the right thigh, pressing that knee away, flexing the foot, low back, pressing into the mat, belly draws in. Staying here if this is enough, or picking up that right leg, reaching through. Keep pressing the left knee away, belly draws in, bring a little tilt to the tailbone, gently lifting the lumbar spine off the mat. Just breathe. Inhale and exhale, release. Soles of the feet down to the mat, reach down with the fingertips to graze the heels. This time, pressing into the feet, lifting the hips, and we're going to release the glutes. So try not to use the glutes as you lift. Focusing more on the thighs, pressing in to the heels, lifting the hips. And breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Lower vertebrae by vertebrae. And then stretch the legs out long. Coming into our final relaxation in Shavasana. Taking up lots of space on the mat. Shrug the shoulders away from the ears. Let the palms face up. Soften the belly, the shoulders, the jaw. Just let everything go. Coming back to those full, deep breaths. Where can you soften? Deepening the breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale to sigh it out through the mouth. And again. One more. Bringing the breath back in and out through the nose. Find movement in the body. Circling wrists and ankles, twinkling fingers and toes. Maybe stretching the arms overhead. And when you're ready, gently making your way to one side, coming into the fetal position. Finding a comfortable seated position with the spine long, the belly relaxed, and just notice how you feel. Thank you for joining me for this full body stretch. Namaste. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of today's practice, and I hope that we'll see you soon.